This is just right off of Caves Highway. I'm going to get out of the way so you can actually see what's going on. You can see the smoke rising up and actually a helicopter rising above after it's just dumped its load of water. I'm going to turn the camera with me and you can see I'm turning it right towards the highway. On the other side, still smoke. Granite Falls police say they now have a man in custody that they say stabbed another man last night along Main Street. Now, you first read about this on our Newswatch 12 app. I'll show you a look underwater, and we'll show you why dive teams have been having such a hard time actually seeing where this plane is, even though they've been searching just a couple feet away from where it has been the whole time. Imagine this. You jump out of an airplane, you reach for your parachute, and nothing's there. Well, that happened today, but on purpose. The wind that's just blowing back and forth, plus the hot temperatures, is making this a very difficult fight for firefighters. Firefighters always say how fast fire moves through trees, but until you see it swallow a pine tree in seconds, it doesn't seem possible. Fire crews got a quick start on the fire with a few helicopters and ground crews, but we're calling for more backup all afternoon, fighting near triple-digit temperatures. Air tankers sprayed retardant to stop the growth and tagged a few firefighters' cars in the process, while a few outbuildings and homes went up in smoke. But the once small fire was now backing up the highway for miles, moving whichever way the wind was blowing.
They actually started on the other side of the highway. When it first called in, probably around 3:30, it started, it seemed really small. Within 20 minutes, it grew to 10-15 acres. Within the hour, they estimated it to be over 40.
As the sun went down, firefighters got a break from the heat, but not from the battle. The air equipment can't fly past dusk, so they have to use the last of the light with the big guns before they settled in for a long night on the ground. Fantastic news for anyone who's ever had to drag a sick dog or sick cat to the veterinarian and knows how miserable that car ride can be. The vet can now come to you. Mobile vet clinics are popping up all over the country, saving people time and their pets a lot of stress. Bike strips just like this are one of the many tools that law enforcement has in order to stop cars. And that's exactly what the Jackson County Sheriff's Office used last night to take out a car's tires.
Newswatch 12 Spencer Wilson he's been at that closure most of today. And Spencer, what can you tell us about the drivers who are hitting that detour?
Now, in terms of those drivers, they just apparently aren't seeing these large signs behind me. This one's been up for about a week, but either they're not seeing the signs, the drivers, or they're not understanding those signs. So the on-ramp is closed, but the great thing about the human race is we are persistent. A few signs won't stop people from still trying to make it onto the highway.
They've done a marvelous job in redirecting traffic and keeping things moving as best they can.
And Philip would know. He's a retired contractor.
They go above and beyond for safety. That's their number one concern is safety.
And drivers were being safe, just maybe not noticing the signs. I myself have watched at least 30 people flip Uis. Have you seen the same thing?
All day long. All day long.
And it could be like this all week. ODOT says they hope to open up the on-ramp come Friday. But until then, people are on their own.
People just don't pay attention.
The contractors have noticed too, saying the morning commute was like watching a log jam. People following each other to nowhere. If you could say something to all these drivers, like that one who's turning around, what would you want to say to them?
Oh, you don't want to put it on the air?
The entire interchange is expected to be finished with the construction around late September. In Phoenix, Spencer Wilson, Newswatch 12. Game is at stake. The painting reaches a whole new level. Now, Mackenzie Cobb and Nick Rocho are the lucky winners of the Broncos Paint Your House Orange contest. And now their house is very orange.
Very orange.
Oh, wow. Okay. From our last live shot, you remember they moved me once already. They're moving me one more time. Right now, I'm standing at the Illinois Valley Fire District Fire Station because this fire just keeps moving. Just across the street from the Black Bear Diner, an actual black bear was found at the intersection of Highland Drive and Barnett Road, putting people on full alert this morning. This is cell phone footage from Valerie McClurg, who was in the parking lot of an eye clinic when the bear went hurtling by. The Jackson County Democrats have officially selected the person they want to replace Dr. Bates after the November election and narrowed it down to the field of short-term replacements until the election. Take a look at this. It's video shot by one of our viewers of the motocross jumps at the Josephine County Fair last night. Right there. All is going well until Jimmy Fitzpatrick hits the ramp just a little wrong and is thrown from his bike, and then the bike lands on top of him right afterwards. Fitzpatrick walked it off, though, and even posed with our viewer who shot the video.
Just voted to give $500 from the City Council reserves to a Battle High School student who will then travel to a Youth Commission Leadership Conference to help get young people interested in public safety.
Highway Patrol is reaching out to Mid-Missouri residents to help cut down the number of accidents on the water.
Right now, Jacoby says that propane can't really compete with other fuels in terms of cost efficiency. But if research can finally answer to sustainable propane, that's when it's going to make a difference for your wallet. When our other fossil fuels dry up.
Live Happy is challenging people to write down how they'll share their happiness.
Post it here on the happiness wall. And then follow through with that act of kindness.
It's not a story you hear every day. 19 manatees were rescued from a Florida drain pipe Monday.
Ferguson city officials plan to respond to a Department of Justice report today that found police in Ferguson have consistently violated civil rights, particularly of black residents.